Ciao zusammen and welcome to another Twitter question episode number 5. So today we got an exciting question and it's from @UncleSego who asked, who decided a painting is worth millions of dollars?
Granted, lovely sunset. This part specifically is phenomenal. But 110 to 7 million?
That's a lovely question, and especially because if you think about that in May 2004, the first time an art painting received a price over 100 million US dollars, which was an absolute sensation at the time. And by now we have almost several auctions a year that price between 90 to 100-ish million dollars every year, which is absolutely crazy. So there are actually several factors that play into this. So it's not just the people who buy it and hype it, there's actually a lot more. So let's go through a few of those factors that help to gain or create the prices for the art market. The first is the degree to which artists are famous. So if they're really well known, if they're very famous, if they already will achieve higher prices for new works. If they're relatively unknown and not hyped or something like that, then it's harder for them to be pushed by the art market. Second is how sought after are the works. So if a work is exhibition already a few times in important exhibitions at that, or is featured in catalogs or publications, then it's usually seen as already valuable because people recognized it. So this will just add to the increased value of the piece. Third is the place of the art piece in the entire work of the artist. So each artist has several periods that they go through. They have an experimental, they have an early period where they start out and they try new things, then they maybe go for colors in an experimental stage and they develop the craft. And at some point they reach a certain technique and a composition, just something that really gets them off, and they will create masterpieces, which is their master period. So if you get an artwork from that period, a masterpiece, then it's usually worth a lot more than if it's just an early work where they tried out new things and the handicraft was not as proficient as the masterpiece itself. So this one is because of us artists. So if the piece has a very unique historic experience at times that it lived through, it had remarkable owners like a line of kings that owned the piece, or it just everything that happened to it, the provenance that it went through is actually really interesting and unique. Like the Mona Lisa, you had acid thrown at it, you had rocks thrown at it, it got stolen several times, it disappeared, it reappeared, it got shuffled around. So stuff like this is interesting and people want to have things that are interesting. So if an origin is really remarkable with kings in the line and stuff like that, then it gets priced a lot higher because it falls in a line of people who thought and deemed it already very, very valuable. A piece stands obviously out if it's very, very unique in its approach or its technique and the composition, whatever it does, and no one at the time or before has done it. So it's very rare to have it. So this helps to add value. Authenticity is a tricky thing. If there is any doubt that it's not a real artwork or that it is not the original but a fake or something like that, then the market price will drop significantly. So this has actually been used in auctions before, so they spread a rumor that it's maybe not the original one, and then everybody gets a bit suspicious and they're not quite sure if it's true or not, especially if they're not well informed. So the market price will just drop instantly. So that's why they use a lot of money just to have proofs and have like experts certify their paintings that it is the original and the only one of its kind. Freshness may seem a bit contradictory. So you see, if you are an emerging artist and you have something that is new to the art world, no one has had it before, then it's actually very valuable because it can help to add to a hype or to a trend that you currently have. So the art market loves things that emerge new and that are creative, and then you have like this freshness factor. And this helps especially for like living artists to settle themselves in the scene and adds to the value of the entire work. The piece should preferably be in a perfect condition. So if you, for instance, have a photography and it's bleached or it lost its colors, it is worn out, it has like this yellow tint that it got over time, then it's really hard to get a high price for it because you want to have it crisp, clear, as new as possible, which can be quite tricky if you have a very old painting. So you actually invest a lot into restoration. So to have people clean it up, restore the colors, just so it's as as new as possible, or as possible as can be. Yeah, this one goes without explanation. I mean, if you're Christie's auction and you hype a piece that you will sell for nearly a year to all your customers and collectors and artsy people, then the moment when you start the auction, people will just be like, oh, now that's it, and they will hype it. So if you have an interesting marketing campaign about the artist, but also about the piece itself or the auction, then people will flock there because they heard about it. So marketing strategies by now are a huge deal just to add to this hype value. Yeah, this is the dream of every young artist, right? That you have a trend that you set, or that you just enter in a phase where people are craving for, let's say, pop art of whatever, Andy Warhol's. You just create something that just fits right with this zeitgeist, what they call it, just the mood of the people and what they really want. So if you have something like that, then you get automatically hyped a lot faster. The thing is just, trends are really fast. You know, if you ever did a video for TikTok and you have like the hashtag that is trending and you try to create an awesome video yourself, as soon as you post it, the trend might be over already. I mean, you still post it, but you definitely are not on the wave of the first hype anymore. So you want to try to have a trend that you can continue, or they can start as a young artist. People spend more money on arts and cultures if they have a good economic background or a good economic stable situation, so they can actually afford it. So usually if you have then huge drops in the economy, then people will also spend less on cultures, on luxurious things, on artsy stuff, and etc. However, there are always those extreme ones that if you have like a huge depression, they will invest huge sums into paintings, into artworks, just to show that they're not affected and that they have the money that they can continue buy luxurious things, which is quite interesting. So human psyche definitely is a big factor in this. Supply and demand is the last that I mentioned, but it's certainly one of the most important ones. I mean, if you have two people and both want a piece, they will start to bid. They will start to bid against each other. In the end, it's only those two, and the first one to run out of money will lose it. So it really goes down to the personal ego, human psyche, and how much they want to invest into it and how really badly they want to have something. So if there is a shorting of let's say, of an emerging artist, and two people really want it, or five people, they will just outbid each other until like one literally can't afford it anymore. Of course, there are many more things that play into factor. Like, for instance, you have an auction house itself and its prices. You have the culture. You have religion that plays the location where you sell it and to what audience, and all those demographic things that also play into account to how high a price get. So everything will be factored in one big pot, and then it gets just this crazy auction price that then someone is able to pay or not. So thanks a lot for watching, and please subscribe if you're interested in that. In those questions, I will continue to create them, I think like bi-weekly. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. See you around. Bye.